Hi guys, I'd like to share with you a few of my lure modifications that I make to my hard baits as well as soft baits. I have a lot of time in my hands. I was tinkering around with a lot of lures, so I thought I'd share with you some of the things that I picked up over the years. This one has a lot going on with it, so I'll start with this. I made a lot of modifications. One of the first things I did was add some red to the bait. I learned that from a local angler, a really good angler here in California, and he told me he always adds red to the lures. And I've always done that. I've also heard it from a lot of professional anglers on YouTube that always say the same thing. Red hooks, some red around the gills. You could use, again, this metal blade dip to dye some of your hooks. You could use, Sally Hansen's. This is red carpet nail polish. But just incorporate some red into your lure. Also, I've added, pectoral fins using white nail polish. And I've added soft split rings. I have a video previously that shows how to tie that. This is a silent bait, so I want everything to be real quiet. I don't want metal on metal making noise. And it also gives the fish less leverage, right, to throw this heavy bait. Okay, also, this is a real buoyant lure, so I wanted something that will suspend or raise slightly when you stop it. So this dives down when it stops. I don't want it to, really come up fast. So there's several ways of doing that. You could use the standard suspend dots and suspend strips, like this. Suspend dots and suspend strips. Or you could go to Amazon and buy these rolls of adhesive lead tape. I think they use this for golf. They have it in different sizes, half a gram per inch, 1 gram per inch, and they also have 2 gram per inch. So I use either 1 or 2. I like the 1 gram because it's not very thick, so it's a little easier to mold around the bottom of the round lures, and still provides a lot of weight. So you could buy this from Amazon. And let's see. Another thing I'll do is I'll add glitter, large glitter to the sides. Just started doing that. And I'll also add some black shad dots. A lot of threadfin shad will have a distinct black dot on it. So I just buy some large glitter, silver glitter. And the reason I do that, another reason, is one of my first bass I ever caught when I was a kid was on this Big O right here. And this Big O has the silver glitter as well as the large shad dot. Also has red gills, red on the bottom and the front. So, and a little bit of flash on these hooks. So I took kind of everything from this lure here and kind of incorporated. I always thought this was a good lure. The fish liked it, and told me something that I finally coming around to incorporate into a lot of my other lures. So one of the things on this, another thing I've done to this lure is instead of adding this tape, which wasn't quite enough to make it suspend because it's so buoyant, I decided to incorporate another method of injecting baby oil into the body of the lure. So you just get baby oil and inject it into the lure. And on YouTube, Brian Thrift, he's a professional bass angler, he has a video out there, how-to video on how to do that. So you might want to check that out. He basically heats up a piece of metal. You could use a safety pin, and heat that up with a lighter, and then just kind of melt a hole in the top. And then to seal it after you inject it with a syringe, you get a round toothpick and you just poke it in the hole, break it off, and then use clear nail polish and just apply a couple coats to seal it. All right. This acts as a weight transfer system. It also really helps in casting distance, and Yeah, it's a good lure modification. I think the adding the white dorsal fin, pectoral fins also helps, and the black dot when it rolls from side to side and the fish are tracking it. You know, the fish could really see, really kind of focus in on those features. All right. Okay, so that's that lure. You could do the same with, you know, your lipless crankbaits. You know, add some red and pectoral fins. You could also do that to your jerk baits, and also I also add like a feathered treble. So I tie these myself with I use Flashabou, the Pro Flashabou, as well as some feathers. You can pick up the feathers at a hobby store, like Hobby Lobby has that, and you just tie them in. Also incorporate into my topwater lures, also braided loops. For striped bass, I like to pinch the barbs on my hooks because it's easy to release the fish. And then same thing, braided loops doesn't give the fish a lot of leverage. I have a separate video shows how to tie that. A lot of bass professionals are also incorporating braided loops. The first time I heard about it was on Salt Strong. We have a video on YouTube on how to tie that. Let's see, this is a Pointer 100. Again, another jerk bait. Incorporate the feathered treble. And then, you know from my previous videos that I like blue and blue back when it comes to striped bass and saltwater species in general. Blue and chrome is a good go-to. I'll get blue, metallic blue spray paint, and I'll spray the backs blue. And then this one, I like blue mackerel a lot. I think fish really key in on blue mackerel and in the ocean. So I'll take a standard bone colored lure like a pencil popper or a super spook, and I'll paint the back blue, and then I'll get a permanent marker, and I will just kind of replicate the pattern of a blue mackerel. Right? Alright, and then another thing I'll do is add a treble in the front. You know, a feathered treble in the front on some of my glide baits. That will kind of provide a little more action when it goes from side to side, and kind of give a little something extra for the fish to kind of key in on. Alright. One more thing, a lot of my soft plastics, like for bass fishing or even for other species, you could incorporate blue tinsel. This is a Flashabou. It's fly tying material. You can incorporate this into your soft plastic baits, and it works really well. You know, I learned that from Matt Steffen. He's the professional bass angler on YouTube. Yeah, it's a good method, so I'm just passing this along. The way you thread it is with I use a bobbin threader, and I just thread this through the bait, and then you thread or you pass your tinsel through this opening here in the bobbin threader, and then you just pull it through. Okay, so it's a good way to enhance your lures. I've done that a lot with a lot of my soft plastics, even my crawl style baits. You know, you could just get other type of material. It doesn't have to be blue, but you can use any. This is root beer, and it comes like in a little package like this. Right. So any type of fly tying material, you could incorporate it to whatever color you want. Right. I like blue a lot. You know, fish really tell me they like blue, so that's the color I'd recommend. And that's it. You know, it's yeah. Oh, one more. For my saltwater applications, like fishing in the ocean off the beach, I'll incorporate a size 0 Colorado blade onto my lure. So, for example, one of these minnow style baits, If I'm fishing off the surf or fishing inshore for some species, you might want to incorporate a little flash and vibration to the bait. So you could use a size 10 barrel swivel, or if you want to go up a size, you can use size 8. It's a little bit bigger. Use a real small split ring to attach the blade to the barrel swivel, and then I tie 2 braided loops. One, they both go to the eye of the hook, but one goes towards the blade and the other one attaches to the lure. So just like that. That way your hook is in the middle like that, and then this hangs down. So that when it swims back and forth, this will go back and forth and also rotate and spin. So it works really well. You have to be careful though when adding flash to lures. A lot of times, especially when it's super sunny and bright, they don't want too much flash. The fish will kind of shy away from it. So to me, chrome lures and things like that are best on low light conditions. So it's best not to go crazy when you add glitter, and be kind of sparse on adding too much. You don't want to add too much glitter or reflective material. Alright, so hope that helps, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.